What's happening, Steeler Nation? Welcome, man, to the latest episode of the Before Play. This is Wildcard Weekend. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be heading to Baltimore to face the Baltimore Ravens. And I know what you guys are thinking. You see the big hat. I know what you're asking yourselves. You're asking yourselves, hey, is this the big hat moment? No, it is not. But the reason why I have the big hat on is it's going to take big hat moments from everybody on the team in order for the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. Yes, I said it. I'm not a delusional fan, no disrespect, but I'm not a delusional Steelers fan that thinks, oh, we're familiar with the Ravens. Oh, we beat them X amount of times out of the last amount of visits, yada, yada, yada. No. Yes, that does help, but I am not going to go into this game thinking that this Pittsburgh Steelers team that we saw the last 4 weeks is going to go into Baltimore tonight and get the win. I am not. But what I will do is give you the keys to victory. Absolutely. I will give you the keys to victory. First and foremost, let's talk about who's not playing. Very short list. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously, Roman Wilson is out, as well as Cole Holcomb is out. I had hopes for those guys, well, particularly Roman Wilson. I know it was going to be a long shot, but I had hopes since he had started his 21-day return or what have you from IR. I thought maybe you would hold him out the last couple weeks, get him acclimated a little bit, and you may, see him in the game and, be another weapon to throw out there to produce a big hat moment. But unfortunately, as it says here, that's not going to happen. But that is it. We're going to be without Roman Wilson, Cole Holcomb, as well as Logan Lee, which, again, we've been without these guys for quite a while. Questionable is Mason McCormick. Remember, Mason McCormick broke his hand. I think it's the right or left. I can't remember. Well, obviously one or the other, right? Can't remember which hand it is. And I know Mason McCormick said that it's going to be, determined on how he feels. He felt good a couple of days after it happened. I know he's looking to play. It's a wild card playoff game, and he's a rookie. I'm sure he wants to play. But again, he said he would not play if he couldn't be what he felt he needed to be. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then Calvin Anderson, also another guy, another offensive lineman. It doesn't get a lot of burn, but he's questionable as well. Now, as far as the Baltimore Ravens, really, there's only one person who's out. There's a questionable guy, Deontay Harry. They have him as wide receiver, and I think he's a return specialist. He's questionable. But the bigger news is Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers will not be in this contest, guys. I think that is huge and significant for the Pittsburgh Steelers, again, to produce big hat moments, hopefully on defense. Now, guys, I'm going to be very quick with my assessment here. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot for the Steelers to go into this game and win. It's going to take all the power that we can get. Look at this. I even broke this out. I broke this out today. Look. Check it out. I even broke out the Steelers watch. It's going to take all of that and more for the Steelers to go into Baltimore and win. But let's just talk about the keys to victory. Number one, again, offensively, the Steelers are going to have to possess the football. They cannot afford a lot of 3-and-outs, 4-and-outs, 5-and-outs, 6-and-outs. I mean, they need to have drives where it's 7 or 8 plays or better on every drive in order to take time off the clock, control possession, control field position. All of that matters when you sustain drives. Again, when I talk about sustaining drives, it doesn't always mean that you're going to score. I know that's impossible. As you see, guys, the sun is beaming in my face. My bad. That's why I hate recording videos in the daytime. I don't have a shade on this window here in the basement, but, maybe that's my cue to go ahead and get a shade on this window, right? My bad. But you guys can see me well enough. Listen. They're going to have to possess the football. And like I said, possessing the football doesn't always mean a score. It means sustainable drives, guys. You got to take time off the clock and limit the amount of possessions that the Baltimore Ravens should have. That's number one. Number two, we got to score points. That's undeniable. That's a rhetorical, right? That's a rhetorical statement. We have to score points. We cannot have these games, again, where we're not scoring more than 17 points. It's not going to get it done. One thing I forgot, guys, And, as I watched Hard Knocks last night, I'm a little bit behind. I totally forgot that there was a time in that Ravens game, the last one, that we actually tied the score. Yeah, that was the touchdown to Cordero Patterson. Now, absolutely, guys, I do definitely remember when it was 17-10, and I remember the fumble from Russell Wilson, and I was like, we could have went up 14-7 at that point, but I remember that we brought it back close to halftime. But it totally slipped my mind, guys, as the weeks have gone on, that we actually had a moment where we were tied 17-17. And then the defense got shaky, which I'm going to talk about here in a moment. But I say that for all of you who think it's possible. Is it possible? Maybe. I say that for all of you who think it's a wee bit possible that the Pittsburgh Steelers can go in, play Baltimore well, and somehow sneak out a victory. Yeah, it's possible. I just don't believe it because I do not believe, number one, in our offense to produce the necessary points and to produce the unpredictability, right? And throw different things out there. I know Justin Fields might, get a little bit of a burn here and there, but we're going to have to do something like that. But I'm just not confident. I'm just not confident in the offense. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. Now let's flip it to the defensive side of the ball. We must stop the run. That's it. Plain and simple. We must stop the run. We cannot allow the Ravens to get comfortable with Derrick Henry running the ball up and down the field through our linebackers, through the line, through everybody. We cannot allow him to get comfortable and have a big game again like he did in his last contest. We did a much better job with containing Derrick Henry in the first game that we won in Pittsburgh. But this last game in Baltimore did not go that way. And clearly the game plan was to not allow Lamar Jackson to kill you. And you can see it. We were keying on Lamar Jackson a lot, but we're going to have to find a better way to key on both players somehow when they do their zone read. I would say, and I know this is years ago, but it reminds me of when RG3 was a rookie and him and Alfred Morris came to town and the Pittsburgh Steelers kept them from rushing for 100 yards. But the reason why they did it, I remember that game plan just like it was yesterday. We had a guy key to running back and one guy key RG3. And I know you can't live and die by that, but it worked. We had somebody responsible for the back and somebody responsible for the QB on every time. And maybe that's what you're going to have to do this time, because clearly last time, and even Tomlin said it, the plan was to limit Lamar Jackson. This time, we're going to have to keep an eye on both of those guys when they do their zone read. So it's very simple, guys. Stop the Ravens from running. I know Lamar Jackson has excelled this year as a passer, but I'd much rather be in a situation where he's passing. Our pass rushers can potentially get home, and we have a better chance with that versus allowing them to run up and down the field and then play action is working and boot action is working. And no. So that's what it's going to take. Very simple game plan. The Steelers need to be able to run the football offensively, sustain drives, throw a little something different out there, and put some points up. It's the only way they're going to win. I mean, I'm talking it's going to probably take 24 points, at least. It's probably going to take 24 points, and it will take limiting the Baltimore Ravens to just 20 points. So if you do that, you give yourself some room. 21, 22, 23 could win it. But you cannot allow them to get going on the run game. Yeah, they just can't, because if they do, it's going to be, I fear that it's going to be the same outcome that we saw a few weeks ago. But like I said, largely, guys, before I get out of here, speaking of largely, the big, large hat. It's going to take big hat moments from everybody in order for the Steelers to go in there and get the dub. And that's just how I feel about it. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for right now. Of course, I will see you guys after the game for the post-game recap and the wrap-up show. Hey, maybe, just maybe we're talking about a victory and we're trying to figure out where the Steelers go next. But guys, it is not going to surprise me whatsoever if we're talking about the end of the season. I'm just being honest. That's probably the more likely outcome. We shall see. But of course, guys, before you go, hey, if you like the video, make sure you show your love and hit that like button. Like the content, subscribe to the channel, as well as turn on those notifications so you're aware when videos are up and running. Outside of that, guys, I will catch you in the next one, and I'll see you later on tonight for the post-game knee-jerk reaction. Peace.